As an alternative to the ABT, the ATF-11 or Armature Test Fixture could be a simpler and lower cost option to get surge tests done on a DC armature. The main difference between this and the ABT is that instead of transforming the, relatively speaking, high voltage, low current from the iTIG into lower voltage and high current with a 4-wire probe set, we're now just using the, let's call it, standard output of the instrument with a 2-wire probe set. So that means the voltage accuracy will not be as good as it is with the ABT. What you will see on the screen will, in most cases, be higher than what's actually applied on the armature. That's because there is some voltage drop across the test leads. The ATF is pretty simple. You can turn a handle and you can adjust the width. In this case, we're going to span across 5 bars. So like that. Tighten up the handle again. So now the ATF is set up and ready. Then the next step is to connect lead 1 to the red side of the ATF. And then lead 2 to the black side. So that's just high voltage in and then your surge return. Make sure that they are out of the way of anything they can arc to, or out of the way for people to touch while you're doing your testing. For easy operation, it's recommended to use a foot switch. You can do this without one too, but it makes your life a lot easier if you have one. The test setup is similar to that of the ABT. So we're already in test mode here. I've set the surge test volts to 350. As mentioned, that means the voltage applied bar to bar is likely going to be a little bit lower. It depends on the inductance or impedance of the coil itself. We go to the surge screen. We arm the instrument. You can see we're on record number 1 in the top right corner here. Find a good position, span across your 5 bars, step on the foot pedal, and let the instrument do its job. Okay, we have our first test here. You can either use the multi-coil feature, like we demonstrated with the ABT. If you have an iTIG 2 or 3 or 4 B or C model without the multi-coil feature, the trick here is to just select record number 2 and then continue on. So you move 5 bars over and repeat your test set over and over on record number 2. So if you do find a fault, you can save the good waveform and the bad waveform. If you have the multi-coil feature, then the operation is very similar to what we did with the ABT. You click the next coil button, and I'm going to go back and pretend that we didn't do our additional testing here. So 5 over from our first test, step on the foot pedal, that's coil number 2, then move 5 over again, coil or test number 3, and so on. So having the multi-coil feature is the best way to make sure that you record and represent your test data accurately.